Everybody, welcome back to 25 Days of Christmas in Row Country. Today we're doing a trash to treasure and it turns out beautiful. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to Row Country and welcome if you're new. Today we're doing a Trash to Treasure coffee bottle Dollar Tree Christmas Floral Decor and it turns out so pretty. I think it's one of my favorites. I'm taking two of these little crates that you pick up at the Dollar Tree and they're wood glue. Guys, I recommend this. I cannot recommend this enough. I love this wood glue and I'm just taking a little bit and I'm putting it around the edges and also around where the little handles would be. And then I'm going to use some clamps that I also picked up at Dollar Tree. Now these clamps came in the automotive section or over by their tools. You can also find some clamps in the Crafter's Square section if you have a Crafter's Square. I definitely recommend that you use something to keep these together, whether it be painter's tape or clamps like this. Wipe it down really well when you're done. Any of that oozing glue you want to get rid of, and then you do have to set this aside and let it dry. It really just took about an hour for my piece. Better to let it sit as long as possible before you move on to the next step. Now, while my crates sit up, I'm going to take some Waverly White chalk paint and these coffee bottles. These were actually a substitute from a Walmart pickup. We don't usually purchase coffee in this size. So, you know, when I got these from Walmart and we drank the coffee, I was like, don't throw those away. I think I know what I can do with those. Guys, let me know in the comments below if you're that type of crafter. You do want to make sure that your bottles will fit inside of the crates. I just happen to have 4 and 2 each fit in one crate. So that's going to work out perfect. I don't care about the finish on this white chalk paint. Actually, I love the rustic look of a complete paint job on these bottles. I think it just really lends itself to the country farmhouse feel that I love to do in my home. Now, I also used these letters from the Dollar Tree and I'm going to paint those in Waverly's white chalk paint as well. Guys, I am down to the very bottom of this bottle. So, you know, anything I can do to conserve paint is going to be perfect. But I just took the white chalk paint and I did give this one coat. It does allow a little bit of the wood grain to, you know, sort of peek through from underneath, and I'm actually loving it. And so we'll just let that sit aside and dry while we move on to the next step. And that is to take off our clamps. And look, guys, it's all set up. So I'm just going to take my sanding sponge that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree and I'm going to give this a light sand. I want to make sure that none of the wood glue that I used, you know, sort of overflowed on this. If I didn't do that, my maple stain would not stick where I needed to. Now I'm bringing in these tags that I picked up at Michael's on clearance. These are actually paper tags. I at first thought they were very thin pieces of wood, but they're not. They're done in an ivory finish, but they are going to take this stain really, really well. So I'm just going to line them up and I'm going to make sure that I have like a paper towel around. This maple stain, I've had this bottle forever and I really love it. I'm just going to take this foam brush and I'm going to go in one direction on each one of these tags. It doesn't necessarily give it a wood grain look, but it does allow the stain to look cohesive, and I really am enjoying, you know, like rubbing that away and getting that finish that we're getting on that. And once I have that done, I'm also going to use my foam brush and I'm going to stain these pieces. Now I'm trying to get down into the grooves as best as I can, and I'm also going to be sure that I stain both the outer part and the inner part of these crates. Now this is a water-based stain, so it does dry pretty quickly. Now I'm just going to take some hot glue and bring back my letters and I'm going to attach them to the front of these tags just to spell out the word Noel. Now I'm going to bring in some ribbon. Now the burlap looking ribbon or linen looking ribbon. That came from Walmart in their Christmas section. And this red and white gingham, that came from Dollar Tree, guys. And I'm just going to make a simple tie your shoe bow. So when I bring this around, and because I do have it layered, I twist it in the back before I continue through, looping it through, and then I'll just tie it off like I'm tying my shoes. It does take a minute because you do have this double layer, but just take your time with it, twist it, and then push the part that you want to be showing, which in my case is the gingham part. That's what you push back through. That's how you get this layered look on this ribbon. I'm making 4 of these because these are all going to go on the front of my bottles. So just take your time, zhuzh it up as best as you can. Guys, you can do this. Just take your time, and it turns out so pretty. I am really loving this Dollar Tree ribbon. Okay guys, the bows turned out really cute. Now I'm going to bring in some baker's twine, and we are going to attach the tags to the front of the bottles. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to sort of figure out, after I've put the bottle inside of the crate, I don't want the tags to hang below that. So I'm finding for my bottles, they need to be up closer towards the neck of the bottle. I'm just going to take some twine, cut it off. I'm going to use the loop part, and that's what I'm going to push through the tag from the back. Once I get that through the back, I'm going to open up the loop, and I'm going to bring the rest of the twine through so that it hangs like that. And then what I'll do is I will take that twine, and as it's attached to the tag, I'll wrap it around the back of the bottle, sort of give it a little bit of a tie off, and then I'll figure out where it will be best to go ahead and hot glue that to the back of the bottle so that the tag hangs in that manner. And I'm going to do that with all 4 bottles. Then we'll finish it off with that cute little bow. Loving it. It'll just get hot glued to the front. And guys, this is what they're looking like. This is the last bottle that I'm working on. Now, one thing I decided to do was take some hot glue so that my tags will stay in place. I don't want them shifting around while they're in the crates. So just a little bit of hot glue to the back of the tag or directly to the bottle, and then putting the tag in place. This helps keep the tags nice and straight. And I think overall in the end result, it looks super, super cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, can you believe this started out as trash? So these berries came from the Dollar Tree. You get 4 stems, and all I did was take 1 each of the red and white and drop them down inside the bottles. And guys, this here is the end result of this DIY. This is a trash to treasure coffee bottle Dollar Tree Christmas Floral Decor for 2020, part of my 25 days of Christmas. Please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of today's video. Also, go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and please watch another video while you're here. I will see you in my next one. Until then, bye!